We don't care what R. Kelly did.
Did I say anything racist this time?
You better get out of here, honky.
And now for something completely different.
I got moves, man.
Well, two honks and Kim just messing around. You'll never know they ain't talk about us honks. Two honks and Kevin. You might hear something about the NBA. Maybe they'll just make your day on two honks and Kevin. It's sports and life and fam too. Let's all listen to two honks and a Kevin.
Crap my pants.
All right, it is November 4th. We are back after a week of hiatus. Just decided to take a break for a week after Blake decided to go on vacation randomly. And
That's right.
Kevin, I think, was it your anniversary last week? Was that
Yeah.
that was the case with you? Yeah, so it was just like, I
Yeah,
thought
it
about
was
going
last week,
dating,
yeah.
but I was like, you know
Well,
what? We could just do it.
I'll tell you what. I got some hateful messages from our fans, and when I say fans, I mean my boy Land. No, wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't my only fan, my mom. But no, it was our boy Landon. He hit me up today. He was like, "Dude, what the f?" He's like, "Where are you guys at? Where's my podcast?" You know. So
Right.
he's like,
It
"I need
almost
some."
feels like a month.
It does. It is
Yeah.
kind of funny how you take, and I feel like there's probably 1,000 things to talk about too. You know.
Right. Just
There's
popping.
always, yeah, it's always hopping.
Yeah, a lot happened in the past week or two. But I think, really, I mean, the biggest thing happened was Blake going on vacation. Was it an anniversary thing?
No, our anniversary was yesterday. So shout out to my wife. 14 years. Somehow we made it that long.
You have
No,
a kid
we
Year, right?
a kid for what?
Every year you've been married.
No, good Lord, no.
How many animals?
I was going to say we have about an animal for every year we've been married.
Dude, at first when I logged in, I didn't notice that was Hoosier until you started petting it. That looks like he just blends in with the couch,
This
dude.
is my big fat girl right here, dude. I love this dog. We come out here all the time in the garage and just hang out, and she ends up wanting to sleep out here most of the time. Richard, you're frozen to me. I don't know if Kevin's
Yeah, he's really frozen.
okay. At least he's smiling.
I see. Yeah, right. I see my network drop, so we'll be good.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So our vacation was just it was actually kind of a spur of a moment type thing. We were trying to do it cheap. We got a resort for $600, which come to find out it's where Amy works, and I guess where you used to work, right, Richard? Blue Green Vacations.
Yeah. What did you get? Did they give pitch while you were there?
No, apparently that was something that we could have went to, but we didn't. Like we just straight up. It was through a friend that Nika does Pamper Chef with. And so it was kind of a, somewhat of a spur of the moment, hey, do you want to go on vacation in 3 weeks? And we definitely could use it with as busy as we are. So we capitalized on it. It was fun. It was a long drive. I mean, it was like 15 hours, I think, with stopping for gas, filled up 3 times, $60 each time. It's just so trips can just become so expensive so quick, so, but anyways, it was good. So I did kind of hint to Richard that I got some stories about vacation.
Nice.
So our vacation thing, the week's fine, whatever. One day it rained, no big deal. It is what it is. Well, on the way home, we had to leave Friday. We had to leave Friday morning. So I have a cousin, Jada, that lives in Tennessee. And it's about 30 minutes kind of off path. But I was like, it'd be kind of nice to stop in there Friday night, spend the evening with them. And then we'll just get up Saturday and then finish the rest of I think it's like 6 hours from their house. So it was about a 9-hour drive to them from Florida, and then, finish the rest on the way home. So we did that. which was great. It was great to see Ryan and Jada and their kids. So the night's going on. We're sitting at the table, dinner table. Me, Ryan, Jada, and my wife. And Addie comes up to Nika and says, "Mom, my stomach's really hurting." And Nika just says something like, "Okay, just go lay down. You probably, we've been eating junk all day or whatever. Just go lay down." Dude, 3 seconds later, all of the vomit. I mean, I'm talking blood, 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 and then at least 2 more. And we're just sitting at the table and we're like, oh crap. So of course Nika jumps up, tries to we're right there on it. Luckily on a hardwood floor, hardwood floor. Puke is everywhere. So my cousin's husband Ryan, he jumps up and he's just like kind of panicking, like, oh God, that's a lot of vomit. What do I do? And I immediately am like, dude, no, I got this. Like, it's mine. Like, it's my kid. He goes, I know, we get it. We have kids or whatever. They were obviously very cool about it, but it was this like moment of like us 2 men standing over top of this massive, and I know this is gross to everybody, but massive pile of vomit. And like, neither one of us wanted to take that first step of just going down and scooping that crap.
It's in chunks. Dude. One part's chunks, one part's runny.
It's like chili sauce.
Like, hey, dude. I'll be honest. I like as a man, you get pushed off to clean up all the messes, right? Anything gross, you got to clean up. But the worst is vomit, and it's just the smell. Like the smell turns your stomach. Like I've picked up dog poop and pee.
I'm right now.
Like nothing. Yeah, nothing gets you more than that vomit. Like so. Like I really can't help you when it's going on. Like I just gotta let that happen. I can't. There's nothing I can do for you.
Yeah. I'm for sure. Yeah, I'm getting out of the way first.
Right.
I'm gonna let you get it all out on something else.
Right. I'm just trying to get you to the best surface to clean it up. Right.
Right. So I start just doing the dad thing, start cleaning it all up. Ryan comes in, is kind of helping. I'm shooing him away. I'm like, no, dude, like I'm not picking up someone else's kid's vomit. So you can hand me paper towels or something, but that's it. Right. So, so we get her to the bathroom or whatever. And she's in there for a little bit, no more puke. And immediately kind of starts like, is a little bit more jolly, feeling a little bit better. I'm like, oh, thank God. I was like, whatever it was, you got it out. Now the rest of the evening is good.
Right.
Well, that's not what happened. So my wife and I, we're sleeping. We're sleeping in my cousin's daughter's bed, which is awkward in itself. Just sleeping in someone else's bed, especially kids. I don't know if you guys ever had to do that, but it felt very awkward to me, for some reason. But so next thing you know, Ella's at the doorway and she's like, Addie's getting sick again. And we were like, crap. So Nika gets up and helps her out. Another hour goes by. Hey, Addie's getting sick again. Nika literally is like, you sleep, I'll take care of her. Nika says it was like on the hour, every hour, Addie was throwing up. So here we are at my cousin's house, who we haven't seen in, a long time. We first time ever being out of their house. They just moved from California a couple years ago. And I've got a daughter just spreading love all over their house. So I will say, so in the middle of the night, she ends up puking on the mattress, the air mattress that she's sleeping on. She couldn't catch it. Yeah. So we wake up and we're like, oh crap. Like, what if, the whole family has it? Like, we've got a 6-hour drive ahead of us. Like, is Addie going to keep throwing up? Like, what's going on? So luckily she was good, pretty much good in the morning. And she kind of she slept like the whole way home, slept when she got home. I think she slightly had a fever at one point. But no one else really had anything. So we're like, all right, cool. Hopefully it was just her that just got this 24-hour bug. So Saturday goes by, Sunday goes by, and then I think it was Monday night. I'm taking Evie. Evie is actually laying right here next to me. She fell asleep on the couch, and I took her upstairs and put her in her bed and covered her up. She snuggled up. I gave her a kiss on the cheek. I turned around and I hear again, all in her bed. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So both Nika and I were in the room with her. I mean, pillow, bedspread, everything,
Burn it.
dude. Like
Burn it.
treat
Burn
it like the plague, man.
Right. Burn it.
No. So here I am, dude, scooping up all this freaking puke off this bed. I grab all the covers and I try to clean it all. Oh, dude, I'm gonna throw up. This is the grossest podcast ever, man. So I got to get all that cleaned up, right? So the next day, I don't think she throws up at all. But she's not feeling good or whatever. So she's got some type of bug, right? So we're good. No more puking going on in the house. Last night, I go on a run with my dog. I come inside and I'm on the couch and like everyone's just kind of being lazy. I go, girls, come on, let's go. 10 push-ups right now. Get up. And Ella was like, no, I ain't getting up, whatever. She's trying to be lazy, right? And I was like, no, let's go. I put my hands on the ground and my dog, as soon as my hand touches the ground, throws up on my left hand,
God.
dude. I just go, what? Like, what is going on?
What kind of water are you guys drinking?
Dude, well, she did just come back from a run. So I think she was, because it wasn't like vomit. It was more of like that liquidy, whatever. But I'm
probably a lot of water too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what she did. She chugged a bunch of water and then she came up and spit it on her dad. But I mean, I just put my hands down and without, like, I felt something wet. I was like, what the heck? And I just immediately jumped up and I was like, all right, never mind with the push-ups, man. I'm gonna go take a shower now. So there you go.
Moral of the story: this podcast is now sponsored by Swiffer Wedge and Brownie Paper Towels.
Yes, and Pepto-Bismol.
Man.
Dude.
Yeah,
so there you go. That's my vacation. Hope you guys had a good one.
Cleaning up puke, man. Yeah, you need a squeegee around there, man.
I know, man. I know.
You have a little kid. Like,
I know.
Like my daughter's throwing up. I'm like, how is all this inside of you?
Yeah, I know.
And it's almost like The Exorcist. Like it's all like their body's so small, so you feel like so sorry for them. Yeah, because this is just straining them. Yeah,
They immediately lose 5 pounds.
Yeah.
It's like they got rid of everything.
They are exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So nothing, just a 24-hour bug of some sort, maybe.
Probably that's what it seemed to have been. Just I ended up actually getting sick. I didn't even tell Nika this, but the first night we got there, I ended up getting sick. But dude, I mean, I ate crappy food. Like, you're just eating whatever's in you're eating chips and beef jerky, whatever. And then I got there, cracked open a couple beers, which tastes amazing, and then was going to have a salad and be smart, but instead I got a bacon burger because my wife was getting a burger and I just couldn't do that, And next thing I know, like 3 a.m., my stomach was just rumbling. So I just got up, went in the bathroom, took care of it, and I was good. But yeah, man. So yeah, hopefully it was just just a bug.
Right.
But my cousin's kids didn't get it. No one else got it. Just Evie and Addie. So far,
that's
yeah. So there you go. There's my story.
Good story.
Yeah.
Any fun stories from vacation? You guys do anything?
Yeah, we went to the beach one day.
Was it Cocoa Beach?
Yeah, we went to Cocoa
that's
Beach.
The closest one there. Yeah.
Yeah, which wasn't bad. It was a little chilly. Water was a little cold. Kids were a little cranky, so it kind of makes for a rough day. But like one day we went to Disney Springs and checked that out for a little bit. We went to an outlet mall, which I was more excited about than any of the females in my house.
Could get that shoe shopping in.
Yeah, dude, I'm the shopper in the family, so got my kids some shoes and stuff, but yeah, I mean, it was just kind of more of like a, it's tough to like, that's kind of what I was thinking, like while we were there, like, it's great, but like when you've been to a little bit nicer beaches and maybe even a little bit nicer, actually the resort was actually pretty nice, but nicer. You start comparing everything to past vacations, to where in a way it's not disappointing, but it is. Like I know it's so petty and it's first world problems, but regardless, man, it's always good to get away.
Oh, vacation snob over here.
Yeah, I know, right? The coffee wasn't perfect.
Right.
No,
the worst thing I would have had about that trip is driving 15 hours. That would have just
I think that's kind of my point. It's like It was nice, just wasn't really worth maybe that drive. It was basically 2 hours of travel, or excuse me, 2 days of travel.
Yeah.
Well, really 3. We really turned it into 3 days of travel because we stopped. For the money we spent, and look, dude, I'm thankful
it's all
we were
about
able to
memories,
go on vacation. Yeah, exactly.
It's all about making memories.
I don't want to come off as being whatever, but
nice.
So yeah, man, it's always good. And look, it gives you time to bond as a family. It's also, there's definitely a lot of arguing going on, which is really hard to make. Make all these women happy. Dude, right. I looked at Nika at one point. I was like, what are we doing? Like, nothing makes them happy. Like nothing. All of this for nothing. It's like they're still crying that they didn't get a donut, or something. It's just like, man. But, if some of it I chalk it up as they're just kids, and I was probably the exact same way. You're going to ask for everything, and worst case scenario, they say no, right? But, man, it just seems like no is not the final answer. It's no, 75 times.
Yeah. Or it's we're on vacation, you gotta do it.
Yeah, no, you don't. Yeah. So, we did go to Legoland, which is pretty cool. I've been there before, but it's a pretty cool place. So yeah. So what'd you guys do, Kevin, for your anniversary?
It was like rainy here, so it wasn't much to do. Kind of chilled and went out with people and hit a couple of restaurants and bars, and that was about it.
Really, just chilled.
Yeah,
that's cool. Do you guys like going out with people?
Depends.
Like
on
when you go on, like when you go on a date, do you like going just the two of you, or do you like going with another couple?
I mean, it's
do you do either one?
Yeah, it's both good. Really? Yeah, it's both decent.
We don't do enough dates. Do you guys try to make that a priority? Get dates in?
I think it's easier now just because our child's age. It's like we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a life now. That's what I feel like. Like, because we spend most of the time just dropping her off, and it's like, hey, what are we going to do?
Right, yeah. See, I got about another 10 years. No, I'm just kidding. It's getting better, actually. Especially the older Ella gets.
Right.
So.
What about you, Richard?
I don't know what we're referring to. So, talking about dates?
Yeah, dates and what you do.
Do you guys?
Jacob actually took a safe sitter class over the summer. So he got like CPR and first aid certified. So we leave him with the little girl, and we pay him to babysit. We go out. So yeah, I think that's a pretty recent thing, but I think before that, we would try once a month maybe.
Yeah.
Plan something out, but now with this, we can kind of be a little bit more spontaneous with it. Like, hey, let's go do a movie or something,
or at least go to the store or run errands together or something. Right?
Yeah, let's go to Sam's Club.
That's what it ends up being. Let's go on a Target run. Get some
right.
Yeah, that's what it is. Just get out of the house.
You'd be surprised, like going to a store without a kid. With like your significant other, it seems so silly, but it's like after not having done it for 10 years or so.
And not somebody saying, why can't we have this?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, 90% of our dates is dinner, and then we go to the store.
Yeah.
It's just some store. There's always something.
Our dinner ends up being like Chick-fil-A or something. Like, it's not even like we don't even go to like a sit down
Freddy's or something.
Yeah, Freddy's or something. He's just like, let's just swing by and go through the drive-through, and we can eat in the car.
Yeah, I hear you.
out.
Sa-
So,
saves
yeah.
you $60.
Yeah,
Boy.
saves you a
Over-
little bit of money, and yeah, you don't have to worry about all the
I'm-
weirdos around you.
Right. I'm getting to the point where it's like I don't want to pay the outrageous prices like for a steak when I can. I mean, like last night, I grilled up 4 for the whole family for $45 or whatever it is. Where if I go out, just the wife and I, it's $45 if we go out, to get steaks, not counting tip and everything else. So, part of me just rather fix it myself.
Yeah, we went out to Murphy's. I don't know if you guys have been there before. It's like a little pub house.
Yeah, I know where it is.
Oh yeah.
Family friendly though. We took the kids out and went out to eat, and it was like $60, and it wasn't like extravagant. It was like
Right.
a burger, and my wife got like a ham and cheese sandwich of some sort. And
Oh wow.
wow.
Yeah, I know.
It's cost of living
Yep.
right now, man.
Yeah, I stopped to get gas today, and it was $3.50. What
It's
happened?
crazy, man.
I don't
It's
drive
nuts.
that much anymore, so it was like sticker shock when I seen the. I told a buddy of mine, he's out in California right now, and he sent me his gas pump prices, and they're like $7.50.
Ooh,
Dude,
I
that's
feel like I don't even pay
insane.
attention anymore, to be honest with you.
I don't either. I
I
just
just-
pull
hey,
up and fill up.
I just know I need it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, years ago, the price of gas had gotten to this point. You would hear it all over the news, and people would be screaming at the governor. And the governor, I remember one time the governor like slashed the sales tax on gas.
Yeah, I remember that a couple of years ago.
That ain't happening no more. Like
No.
I think they're kind of trying to pressure people out of using gas cars. I don't think you're going to see any kind of slash ever again.
Right.
So you think they're
It's
just gonna
gonna-
keep raising it?
Yeah, it's going to cost you more to
like this.
drive gas. Yeah.
Tesla stock per stock is up to like $1,300 per stock.
What is
Tesla?
who? Yeah, man. I mean, look, we've talked about it. It's definitely the future.
It's
Yeah.
got to
It's
Yeah.
gotta be. And I think my father-in-law, he works for the pipeline, and I mean, I guess that's really bad for him if this becomes the norm. Like I brought it up one day around him, not even realizing it was a hot topic, and he was just like going off. He was like, these people don't understand that. I don't know all of it, but so yeah, it's man, I don't know, dude.
I don't know all of it too, but it sounds like, wouldn't it be more efficient? Like the vehicles, it's probably cheaper to make vehicles, right? Faster to make vehicles.
less
And
cars.
is it better for the like ecosystem or what?
So there used to be like an issue with like battery disposal. But
Yeah,
I think they may have figured that part out.
but I mean, the other thing is too. It's like, hey, you get this vehicle, like one of the chargers, they just cost like if you were at a at-home charger, you need special equipment, right?
Yeah, you could get most of that stuff installed by the electric company, and they'll give you like rebates and discounts and all of that. Like, I don't think that that's that big of a
Right, because I always see all these people just waiting, like they're 30 to 45 minutes to charge it, but I don't know how much the battery lasts, though. Too, I don't know how often they're doing it.
I have heard stories that they've got the battery going now where it takes like 15 minutes to charge for a 2-hour drive. Like I've heard they've really improved on a lot of the battery stuff.
Yeah, and that stuff will just keep improving, right?
Yeah,
I mean, before long,
what happens is you're gonna get solar panels on these cars, right? And they'll
Right,
slowly, so they'll find ways for improvement as it goes on, for sure. I mean, heck, the way things are now, you could probably plug your phone in and use your battery on your phone to drive your car.
Dude,
right.
you're yeah, but I mean,
I wonder how much one of those batteries are, though. Like, if you get a bad battery, you got to get it replaced.
Yeah, that's the thing is how quick. Yeah, what's the maintenance like? After 5 years, are you having to spend 10 grand on a battery, or But like you said, if they come out with a solar panel system, I mean,
that makes sense.
They've already had a car that they've driven from the East Coast to the West Coast directly with only the solar panels. So they've and this was a few years ago. So they've done these kind of things before.
right.
So I mean, it's innovation, in terms of who can get to what the quickest, and all the companies are doing it now. I mean, they
Yeah, yeah,
they have to, right? I mean, there's
Yeah.
really, if not just for the PR purpose, but it's reliability on oil and gasoline, and it's got to go away, right? Eventually. And it's kind of silly too, because we spent so long fighting all these wars and all this stuff over
yeah.
gas. And now it's like, well, now it doesn't even matter. But then you got to think, okay, now are we going to be fighting wars over who can mine the minerals needed for these chips?
Right.
Right.
Is there going to be a new war now, like somewhere in Africa? We're constantly fighting because we need these chips in order to put in these cars. I don't know how that works. I don't know.
Well, so elaborate on that. Like, what do you mean by the chips? Like, is there certain
So there's
product?
yeah. So in order to make a chip, you have to have like special metals. Like you just can't
Okay.
have a chip, and the metal has to be in such a way that it can handle the heat and it can handle. See, I'm not an expert on it, but I know enough to
Right.
tell you that it needs to be a special kind of metal.
Okay.
Whether it's like zinc or something else, I don't know specifically what it is, but and that's a lot of why, like right now there's a chip shortage, right? Because the supply chain got to get the metal over to where the chip factory is, and that's so it's a mess. But yeah, so
Yeah.
it's just like we're still using a natural resource, kind of, right? Because there's only so much of this metal, so I don't
I
know.
got you.
Yeah, so I don't know how all that's going to end up playing out.
Where's the
Right.
vibranium?
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna go to war with Wakanda.
Yeah.
They'll
Where's the
probably get our
vibranium?
asses handed to us.
Yeah. It is kind of funny how it's like you don't even stop to think about, like, you eventually run out of something. You eventually run out of, like, when you think about a car that's made of thousands of pieces, like, what if you run out of something that's very valuable, on that car, and then you got to figure out another way to make it, or whatever. It's just,
Well,
yeah,
it's like think about this 3D printing stuff too, right? And like you need resin to make 3D stuff. So it's like, is that a finite resource? I don't know.
yeah, yeah. Hell, I don't know, dude. I mean, honestly, when I was eating those steaks last night, I was sitting there thinking, like, how are there so many cows that I can just
Dude,
easily, right? I can easily
hey,
go to 45 different stores around me and pick
yeah,
up steak or
dude.
order it at a restaurant.
Think about chicken wings,
Yeah,
dude.
that too.
There's only
Yeah,
two
for
wings
real.
on a chicken, dude.
Yeah. And B Dub's feeding
That's what I'm
millions.
saying. How many chickens they got to kill for your
but a
APs?
but a cow is big, right? And so
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, we went in on a cow, just got like a quarter, and it's just a ridiculous amount of meat, but it's a lot of ground beef. It's not a lot of steaks, So when you're trying to, feed the world all these grocery stores with steak, it's like, where are these cow farms at? I mean, I'm sure there's just like the chickens, where they just feed them with steroids, let them grow up, kill them. It's
Mhm.
it's a process, but I don't know. It's just kind of fascinating to think about that.
I think we're thinking about it more with everything's a shortage right now, right? So with the production and everything just sitting in the ocean right now, like now we have time to think about this stuff. Like, all right, to my understanding, it's always kind of been like this. Like they always saw it coming. It's just happened.
It's always been a fine line. Like they've
Yeah.
said, that this was inevitable.
Hmm.
It's just things run on such a fine line in terms of the supply chain. A single breakdown, I think one, I don't know for sure, but from what I understand, the whole thing that caused a lot of this was that ship getting stuck in the canal for a
Hmm.
week or two, and now it's
So is that what's going on? Something happened? Because, like, that's what everybody keeps saying. Everything's stuck on the boats.
so.
What?
I think it's a mixture of things, right? The first thing would be a lot of factories had to close for a while because of COVID. Not only did some factories have to close, but they had to transfer the materials that they made. Like I know a lot of factories switched from making the products that they normally make to making PPE products, right? So masks, gloves, things to go on walls, stuff stuff like that. They stopped doing what they normally produce to try to mass produce these things to, help the process of what happened. So it's a multifaceted issue in terms of that. But then also the ship got stuck. I think it was, I don't want to say where per se, but it got stuck, and because it got stuck, all the other boats that had to go too are behind it, and they're sitting there for like a week and a half, or however long it took.
to get
Right,
it out.
and this is just a canal, right? So just think of this, right? This canal is such a size that this one boat can only fit in it, and it got stuck. Right.
Ugh.
So when it gets unstuck, it's not like you're on 465 where a car hits and then you got to close a couple lanes and then you open all 3 lanes and just
Yeah, it takes
that's
off.
not what happens. Like now now 1 or 2 boats can go ahead and keep going through at a time, or 1 boat at a time, I think in this instance. So then say all these boats go to, San Francisco, which is where this dock is, right? You have these dock workers, and these guys only, and it's a physical job, right? So you can't sit there like a guy that sits and works at his desk on Excel all day and be like, hey, work another 2 or 3 hours today for me, right? You can't do that to a dock worker because he's already beyond exhaustion, and it's
Right.
one accident can cause deaths. So it's not like you can ask these guys to work overtime to empty out these ships and then get things going, right? So then it just kind of expands, right? So and also they're union, so they're not going to work more than 40 hours a week, even in that, because then they get their breaks and all that. So it just kind of is a domino effect of all of these things happening. Now all these things are sitting here, and then you got to deal with the truck drivers, right? Where obviously we have a shortage of truck drivers for whatever that would be. So it's just a big domino effect, right?
It's a perfect storm. I mean, and you got everything opening up at the same time,
right?
And expect everybody doubling their orders because they weren't open. Yeah,
right. And then you had one of the final things in the whole thing is like you can't get workers quick enough to fill these orders, right? Whether it's at a restaurant or a grocery store, you can't get stockers quick enough to get out there and get this stuff on the shelves. Even if you could get it out, right? It's you're still going to have that. So it's just a good.
It makes you wonder if if all of this would be going on if we didn't close down businesses. If we just when the pandemic hit,
this isn't a U.S. thing, right? This isn't. This is like China had to close factories, right? Because like the factories in Korea had to close down, like around the world, like, and it's not just because factories were closed. It was also because factories opted to go ahead and make equipment to help fight the virus, right? It's not just some random. It's not because people overreacted to COVID or whatever it is we're going to go after. It's because. And also, you have to understand, people got sick, so people couldn't work. So it's just a myriad of things. So, like, if you have this new disease out, you have a factory of 500 employees, and they all stand within 2 or 3 feet of each other. 3 or 4 of them get sick, and here's this new disease. Well, shit, we got to shut down because we don't know what this is, right? So it's like, I mean, you say what you will about that, but it is what it is, and it was around the world. So, So who knows and what exactly would have been. So, and during lockdown, no one was buying anything. So it's like, well, why build all that shit when no one's buying anything really? I mean, everybody's at home.
They're buying certain things, home improvement stuff, and So I don't know, man. I just with the way we are right now, where nobody wants to work. And then a lot of people lost their jobs or, line of field because either business is shut down or, COVID or whatever. It's just, I don't know, man. I just don't know I don't see how we bounce back. I kind of just see a bunch of people just living off the government. And I kind of feel like that's what the government wants.
No. So that's kind of an important issue because a lot of states did stop the government help. And I think Indiana may have been one of them. And there was no uptick in employment.
Right. That's what I always wonder. Where are these people at and what are they doing? Like how are they surviving?
Remember, 700,000 people are dead.
Yeah,
right?
I get it. Yeah, that's true.
We have to remember that too. And also, a lot of things have gone up in price, right? So one of the big things that have gone up in price is daycare, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a lot of your people that did do the work, say worked at McDonald's or worked at, Amazon or worked at someplace, even if you make $15 an hour, it's not going to offset the $200 a week
Yeah.
daycare is trying to charge you,
Yeah,
right?
we had an employee quit because
Yeah,
it cost him more in daycare than what he was making in his check.
yeah.
So we,
So
yeah,
it's just a domino effect of just
yeah,
yeah, and I mean daycare has always been an issue in general.
yeah.
It's like, I mean, people charge $200 a week to watch your kid, and it's like, what? That's
That
a lot
depends
of
on
money.
that. That's cheap. That depends on what
Yeah,
area
that's
you're in.
cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's cheap.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, so you gotta go through the struggle of getting your kid to daycare, dropping them off at daycare, finding a job that you can fit within those daycare hours. Because my wife has worked for daycares before she was a teacher, and if you don't have your child picked up by X time, the daycare is now charging you per
Hmm.
30 minutes, right?
Yeah,
And then if you don't have your child picked up by X time, cops are called.
yeah,
Dang, my wife
So
needs to do that.
So
yeah.
if so it's just, and so then we go on to the issue of like, can we find daycare for all these late night workers, right? There's
Yeah.
no daycare option for those people. If there is,
Right.
it's far and few between. So there's just so many problems that go on, and only a few of them stem. This is just one issue, right? When we talk about daycare, and some people also decided to go back to school, or some people decided to upskill, right? So I mean, every it's just hard.
I definitely think that it went from a employer's market to an employee market now. Like I
Sure.
honestly do think that.
Well, because see, here's the other thing too: is the skill set needed, right, for certain things has changed, right? As we
Hmm.
went from work in office to work at home, the desire for technical minded people has gone through the roof. I get like 3 or 4 inquiries a day as to whether or not I'm looking for a job.
Hmm.
I should say
Jeez.
week, not day, sorry, week. So saying, "Hey, are you looking for a job? Full remote, blah blah blah." Like
Right.
it's gone through the roof, and I just think in general the world has changed. And why
Everybody
go
has
to
more
a job
options.
where you get treated like shit?
That's
Like,
true.
we've all had those jobs where you're making,
Yeah.
even if you're making 15 an hour. Like, dude, I've had those jobs where I've made 18 an hour, and I'm like, I'm still not. I don't want to get treated like shit.
Right.
I
Right.
don't have to deal with and a lot of it too. In some cases, it's freaking humiliating. You have this one-on-one with this person. If you have
It is hard.
it's just like, dude, you. So it's, I don't know. I just think people are tired of this shit, man. People are just tired of it. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I get all that. But where are people getting their money? If the government's not handing it out anymore, where are they getting their money? How are they eating? How are they doing anything? I mean, you gotta
I
have
mean,
a job.
people are living off of whatchamacallit,
Well,
contract. No, contracts. Dude, people are Uber driving. People
yeah,
people
yeah.
are becoming artists. They're drawing.
There's a lot of more options.
There's
There's
all kinds
internet stuff. Yeah.
of people are doing stuff on the internet. It's not. I'll be honest with you.
That's a select few, though.
I don't know a single person living off of welfare. So I don't. Where are all these people that are living off of welfare? Where are
Right.
all these people? I don't know a single person that's living off of welfare. So where are all these people at then that we're talking about?
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder, like, who are the ones that don't have the jobs?
Who are these people? No, I want to know. Like, if this is the information that we have, who are we talking about?
As far as what? People not having jobs?
Well, right. Who are these people we're talking about that don't have jobs? Because I certainly don't really know a lot of people living. I've known one person to ever live off of welfare, and they don't anymore in my entire life.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's
So-
probably the inner cities. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to remember.
Inner city, Blake.
Do
So who are
what?
we talking about? I live in the inner city.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I do.
There's a
honestly
lot
think
of different
people
in this
have
world,
more. People
like-
do have more options because I see. I mean, I see a lot of people doing the Uber and the DoorDash and the
Uber, the
the
DoorDash.
shop from home. It's just a lot more easier options. Like, hey, I'm just gonna work a couple days, get my money. Like the people that shop for groceries. Like we had a person that let go because of some reasons, and he had to get something. So it took 2 months to transition. He survived off of running groceries for 2 months until he came back to work. You know what I'm saying?
Amazon's hiring contractors. You want to do Amazon? You can go be a contractor, do Amazon Flex, get $60 per delivery if you'd like.
But
I mean,
but what? And look, a lot of it's just it's what people say, right?
right.
But from what it sounds like, such places can't hire. I mean, I think someone posted, there's a Burger King that apparently closed down. They're like, screw it, we quit. Like, we're closing our doors. We don't have any help, So and then like the Starbucks that I go to by work, like the lady that gets my order a lot, she's just like, we can't get people to stay. Nobody wants to work. We can't get applications.
That's about to change. You want to know why?
Richard, go ahead.
Why?
If you work at Starbucks, you're guaranteed $60,000 a year.
Dang, I'll go work at Starbucks again. That was fun.
They up their minimum wage. It might be 50,000. I think it was like
60.
It's like 23 an hour. But you also get full-time benefits, tuition reimbursement. You get your whatever tips.
I worked at Starbucks in Texas. They do have they got good benefits and all that. So you can make. Hey, Jared out of nowhere. Jared got a fresh cut. It looks like.
It does.
That's what's up.
Hey, we need to talk about our Dave Chappelle outing for next Friday too.
That's what's up. Ooh. That is next Friday.
Yeah, I thought that'd be a good subject for next week, but yeah, we can.
Oh, that's true. I don't know anything about it.
What?
Like, is it a legit stand-up show, or is it like the screening of his movie?
He's screening his movie. So the title of it is called Dave Chappelle and Friends. So do with that what you will. But during the show, he's going to screen his new movie.
What's his new movie?
It's a documentary that he did about shows that he put on in the cornfield. I think Bert Kreischer was in it. I think there's a few people talk about how like he put on a comedy show in the middle of a cornfield.
Yeah.
In Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Where he lives. Yeah.
Yep. So he had this all ready to go, and per him, he had offers from all of these places to showcase it. All these, I don't know, movie places that were gonna show
film festivals and stuff like that.
Film festivals, yeah. And apparently, according to him, they all pulled out. So
because of his most recent
the closer is what he says. Yeah. And then but my thing is like, so you were able to within a week get 10 major cities.
Right.
Like I'm just like, okay,
because he's still Chappelle.
Either you could, or you could just suddenly within a week book Madison Square Garden, book all these other major venues.
Yeah, it's almost like he already had this planned.
It's like he had
to have.
Like he knew what this was going to cause, right? It's like he had to have something in the books. Like you don't just book 10 major city venues within a week.
Yeah, you don't.
It's not like you couldn't
NBA season. Oh, dude. There's so. I guarantee you this stuff is planned out almost a year in advance. I'd like to talk to someone that does the scheduling, like at the field house.
He smelled something in the water when this came out, and he had something planned. Like, look, I don't blame him for it. Like, look, the one before this got shit, so I don't blame him.
Everyone will.
But he's notorious for doing pop-up stuff like this stuff, right? Him and Joe.
Yeah, but to do a pop-up
in major cities, though, like
at a major, like to me, it's
a major
venue.
Arena. Like Richard said, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, it's the venue.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like he's got a whole bunch of lighting and theatrics and stuff to set up. He has got a screen and some microphones and some chairs.
Yeah. Do you have some? Yeah. Do you have space available?
Hold on.
And
on
the power.
But you then have to find a date that these stadiums don't have a basketball game going on or a freaking whatever dog show. Whatever.
Friday nights is a big deal.
Exactly. But that's the thing. If there's an opening, they'll. I mean, these places sat closed for a year and a half, so
that's fair.
They're willing to. They'll open the books in no time to get somebody in there to make back some of that money.
Yeah. I mean, okay, in a week. Okay.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. Oh, you guys don't have anything going on Friday? Okay, I'll show up.
I get what you're saying, and like, and I agree with the probability he could do it quickly, but a week, 10 major
Right.
city venues.
And
Yeah.
didn't it sell out? Didn't Indianapolis sell out?
Oh, dude, yeah. Indy.
Dude,
oh,
that's
you know what?
insane.
Yeah.
Just imagine, like,
But
being
we
able
were
to be.
saying that. We were saying that, like, hey, we're not even gonna look into it.
I got
We're
in
just gonna sell
line
it.
at 10 o'clock, right? I was like 1900 person in line.
Jeez, that's
So,
just crazy.
yeah.
It's just
He never comes. He never comes here. So like when Richard was saying, it's like a once in a lifetime thing right now because
Yeah.
he never comes here. No, you know what I'm saying?
And he
I'm
may just
telling you-
walk away after this. Like
well,
he may-
didn't he say that in his special? Didn't he say that in his special? This is gonna be the last one for a while.
yeah, he did say it was the last special for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, so I don't know what his documentary is about, but I don't know who said it. I don't know if I heard it on podcast or what, but apparently he has like a 3-hour conversation somewhere, and it's like raw, like real raw, open, stuff that could probably get somebody canceled. But he said nobody would pick it up. Nobody would take it on. So I didn't know if that's what the screening was for, to talk about that or not. So I don't know.
Whatever it is, he's going to show. So
Isn't that funny? Hey, isn't that funny? We don't even know
What it
but
is.
we're like, oh, he's
That's
coming
what
to
makes
town.
you more excited though.
Yeah,
Is Indy the first stop, or how many stops do we know has he made?
I don't know. I
'Cause
didn't
he
know
had-
about it until you said something.
He had an appearance with Joe Rogan on the 28th of October.
I'm telling you right now, if Joe Rogan is the Friends, your boy's gonna go
See,
nuts.
you could not pass up on it. Soon as
Dude, I
soon
would
as
be
we
so
said that,
mad.
Rushing the stage.
Right when someone said, "What if Joe Rogan comes or whatever?" I was like, "Oh, I'll find a way how to get to this concert." I was like, "Photo shoot canceled. Can we move this date?"
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing with the Friends. Is like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what Joe Rogan's schedule is like, and
I mean, they're doing a lot of shows together. Him and Dave have been doing a lot of shows together. So maybe Joe's kind of with him on this whole ordeal. I don't know, but yeah, it's interesting. So
yeah. Kevin, do you have anything? Is
yeah, I'm trying to put so
his first stop?
it shows tomorrow in San Francisco,
Okay.
Minneapolis. The 9th is in Iowa, and then so we're the 4th stop, Indianapolis.
now there was a recent video of him kind of talking about the whole situation, and he was on stage with people. So I was assuming what I was watching is what we're going to get, more maybe like a question and answer. I'm sure he's going to have some bits, and maybe he has, some comedians with him. But then again, if it's screening a movie or whatever, or a documentary, he's probably talking to us about that and what was going through his process and what he and then probably go off on a thought.
I've done these before where a director will come to the city to screen a movie that just wasn't in theaters or whatever. So they just brought it to city and did their own thing. And every time I've seen it, they've come out, they've kind of talked a little bit about the process and, okay, here it is. And then afterwards, they've done a 2 to 3 hour Q&A session.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if that's what he's going to do, but that's been my experience with the screening / QA sessions.
I figured it was going to be like kind of like an introduction, like a little bit at the beginning, and then like have points throughout the thing where he can pause it and kind of,
elaborate.
Go from Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, Act 4. Yeah.
But I guess we'll see.
And heck, it could be more like a podcast because podcasters are doing that now too, where they're just doing live podcasts. I mean, it could just be if he's considering us his friends, Dave and friends. You know what I'm saying? If it's
the friends are gonna be the two Hawks crew.
Yeah. Could you imagine he brings us up on stage and he wants us to talk? I'd be like, I like Joe. I don't know what else to say.
I would just look at Kevin, be like, go ahead. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna throw Jared under the bus and say, hey, he said he could score on Michael Jordan, bro.
we would just make fun of Jared for 20 minutes.
Yeah. And then I'd be like, hey, this my black friend right here, he's okay with R. Kelly peeing on people.
Dave will say, I am too.
They'd be like, I get it. Them R&B hits, brother.
Yeah. That's what's up. So yeah, I'm excited for it, man. I think it adds to the excitement not knowing what it's gonna be. And it's all impromptu, so it's like out of the blue.
Yeah. I kind of hopped on a whim. I was like, let's just see.
Yeah. Well, good job. Good job forcing us to get out and do something.
I'm even impressed at the price, to be honest with you.
You thought it'd be more? $66?
Dude,
right?
I thought it'd be like
let's
$250.
Let's just say some tickets were $300.
Yeah.
I'll just say
I'm cool with not getting those.
Yeah, we got I feel like our tickets are okay. I mean, they're not like the greatest, but they're like front row balcony.
Cool.
What time does it start? Are we trying to go out before it? You guys want to try to do dinner before or no?
I don't care. I can. I'm gonna.
We could leave straight. We could leave straight from work.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what time the show is.
I have to. I'm working downtown on that Friday, so I'll already be down.
What is it? I was just picturing it. What is it? 7 o'clock or something, Richard? Hold on. I got it right here. My bad.
Yeah, it's at 7.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
So, and you have to have either a negative. This is per Dave. Dave says you either have to have a negative COVID test or vaccination card.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to swing by CVS next week or something. And
let's say swing by Kevin's. He can get you. He's got all those
at home, boys.
Box full.
I don't think they can be at home kits.
Nah,
that's what I was wondering because I've got one of those as well.
Well, yeah. the Abbott ones, if you test negative, you can print something off online.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know what these brands are.
Yeah.
I just wonder how's that going to go? Is that going to be at the door?
It's going to be before security. I mean, that's the way it was at the concert.
Do they offer live testing there too, like they did at the concerts?
Yeah, why don't
you could pay $40 to do a live test there too? I don't know if this is going to be the case, but I think at Ruoff, I've heard people say that they could. There was like a country concert where they said they paid $40 and got a test there.
That's crazy. Why don't they just check your temperature? Why don't they just check your temperature at the door?
I mean, this is what Dave wants, man. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying, like in general, you know. Like,
the other thing is you can't bring your phone.
And you can bring your phone. What they'll do is they'll give you like a bag to
put it in the bag,
and it'll unlock after.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I've been the one where you're not supposed to use the phone in the security. Just as
because they don't want people. They don't want people recording their bits,
right?
Yep.
And then putting it on Facebook, and then nobody ever goes and sees them.
Right.
The whole comedy industry is starting to kind of change how they do stuff. Like, I don't know about you guys. Like, anytime I watch a comedy bit, like even Theo Von's, even Dave's, they got me for about 30 minutes, and then I just kind of like, all right, I just kind of want to get through the bits and see where he's going. But if you keep me at like that, sometimes like on YouTube, man, these 20 to 30 minute like little stand-ups, I'm up here, I hit you with my bangers, and then I go. That's all I needed. You know, I don't need
TikTok, right?
Yeah, I don't need 2 hours of.
I want the instant gratification. Hey, I will say, I think that the comedy industry is like coming back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I feel like it's coming back to where you're seeing everybody doing something and everybody's hitting hard. You know, like COVID kind of slowed it down, but like they found different ways of doing things.
They found podcasts. I mean, that's like a lot of podcasts. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of podcasts I listen to and of comedians. I don't even know how I snowballed onto them, but then once you get invested in them, you kind of want to hear what they have to say every week or whatever, or some of their guests. But yeah.
But even some of them do some live stream YouTube type stuff, and you send stuff, and they got a Patreon going and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You guys have watched Dave Attell before, right?
Yeah, I think so. I know that name. I have to see him.
He's in town at Helium Comedy Club this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Helium stuff.
I'm going to that.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm. I think it's Saturday
cool.
night.
Yeah, he's here Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, I'm going Saturday night. Yeah, Helium has some good,
really good.
I heard that's a good. I heard that's a good club.
Yeah, the good thing about the Helium is a national chain, so they can make deals with comedians and say, "Hey, we'll get you some gigs in New York City if you go out to these other podunk places."
Oh, that's good.
If you do 10 for me,
yeah,
something like that.
We gotta send you to Indiana first.
Yeah, go to Indianapolis. Nobody goes to Indianapolis.
Hey, I wanted to talk a little bit about Aaron Rodgers.
What's up?
Have you guys? Well,
I heard a little bit about it. I don't know the full story. Honestly, I just did.
I
saw a little bit.
No,
you talking about the costume
Halloween.
or the COVID stuff?
No, the COVID his Halloween costume.
All I saw was a Stephen
he was
A.
growing
Smith
out
bit
his hair, and everybody was like, "Why are you growing out your hair?" And then he dressed up as John Wick for Halloween.
that was
no.
So fill us in.
Well, Richard may know more than I do, but from the little bit I've read, it sounded like he basically told everybody he was vaccinated, but he didn't do like the full vaccinations. He did it. He called it's some word I don't know. He said he was immunized.
He was
immunized, but he wasn't. Vaccinated.
But he wasn't fully vaccinated. So
homeopathic treatment. Am I saying that right, Richard?
Is it homeopathic?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Homophobic? What?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna play that song for you, Kevin.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was a thing where he was battling with Green Bay of like, hey, you guys need to consider me vaccinated because I'm doing XYZ, and then Green Bay was like, okay, whatever. But now it sounds like he can get fined, that they can get fined for like every outing he's been out without a mask because he wasn't vaccinated.
Well, it's more an NFL rule because the NFL sets the standard, but then their expectation is that they hold the clubs accountable for holding their players to the standard. And he was telling Green Bay one thing, and then
he was playing word games. Is what he did. And he got the COVID.
I just sent you guys an article on what Bill Simmons basically ripping him about it. We all like some Bill Simmons.
I think the thing about it is, like, from what I understand per NFL policy, if your team cannot play because it has too many positive COVID tests or whatever,
you forfeit a game.
Forfeit the game, and I think some sort of monetary thing.
Yeah, the team owes money.
Yeah, so it's like it's not just about him. I mean, come on, dude. Like, you know what you're doing, but I don't know. Like, whether or not I agree with the rule per se, it is what it is. But it's like, but you know what the rules are. Like, you understand what you're doing, and I don't think he gives a shit about Green Bay anyway.
No, that's the thing. Like, he has them by the neck anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Why did he want out of there? Why did he want out of there so quickly? I felt like it was a great relationship.
Because they drafted a young quarterback. They traded up for Jordan Love, kid out of Utah State, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the writing's on the wall that he's not going to be there anyway.
Yeah,
but he's getting up there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
he's got to know they're. Sorry,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Rich.
They had a conversation the other day on ESPN that was kind of interesting, where they talked about, I think it's called redshirting quarterbacks, or like you draft a quarterback with the understanding that he's going to be under the starting quarterback's tutelage, right? Same thing happened to Aaron Rodgers, right? Same thing happened to, I think, even what's his name? The guy that played after Joe Montana, he did too.
Steve Young,
right? Steve Young did. So they were talking about all these quarterbacks. They're like, look at all these great quarterbacks that
they got groomed, and
got into, right?
It's like he doesn't.
Even Tom Brady, in a sense.
Brady killed his guys. Send them somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Brady's situation is different.
He was under Bledsoe. That's the he was under Bledsoe for a little while. And say what you will, he did kill his guys, but he had Garoppolo and Smith, right? That was under him, and even the other quarterback that came to Indy,
Matt Castle,
the black one.
Brissett,
yeah. Even he's okay. I mean, he's not great, but I mean, he found some.
It still was a feeder system. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
But I mean, I feel like Aaron Rodgers probably just like Tom. Probably like when New England got rid of Tom, they were like, okay, he's only got maybe 3 or 4 more good years. This is our opportunity to get a really good quarterback. Let's get the future. And maybe Aaron Rodgers just doesn't feel like he's there yet. Like, dude, he didn't feel like he's got 6. Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers went out of mode. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he felt like he wasn't getting any input on like movement on the roster.
Yeah.
Not that they needed to come to him and go, "Hey, we're going to sign this third offensive guard or something," but like offensive guys or guys that he would think kind of get his buy-in. But there's also information and stats out there that show throw a guy in and let him take his lumps, and he can figure it out. Peyton Manning,
sink or swim.
Yeah, Stafford, those type of guys who start from day one, But then there's also guys like Carr down in Houston, who was supposed to be, the next best thing, and he got killed and just was gun shy and couldn't do anything. So it can go both ways.
But so all right, let's go back to the story. Do you think he's wrong or not?
I mean, the rules, right? You like, regardless of whether or not you agree with the rule, the rules, and you're basically jeopardizing your organization by not following that rule.
Because it's going to come down more on the organization than it ever would him,
and possibly his fellow teammates are having to may have to pay the price too.
Right.
Whether it's they get COVID or not, like that's not what we're talking about. We're
just talking about a rule, basically.
Basically a rule, whether you agree with it or not. He, as an individual, understands that rule came up from all high. Was not necessarily Green Bay's. May not have been Green Bay's. They may not have liked it, but it is what it is. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of a selfish thing.
So does everyone have? Is it mandatory? Everyone's vaccinated in the NFL?
No. It's not mandatory.
There are also policies that if you're not, right, says, okay, if you're not vaccinated, cool, but here's some guidelines that you have to follow.
Yeah. If you're not vaccinated, cool, but you still have to have enough players vaccinated, not vaccinated, but that pass a COVID test to play a game. If you don't have enough, then you have to forfeit said game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So crazy, man.
Well, and then they like if you're vaccinated or non-vaccinated, they separate you within the facility, and you have to eat in further away, further distanced from other players, and it's like it's segregation.
Dude,
like
I don't know how anybody's okay with this. I don't understand at all how anybody can be okay with this. Whites drink here, whites go to this bathroom, blacks go to this bathroom. Guys, we're repeating freaking history, dude. It's insane. It's insane. Especially. I'm fired up now. Hold on. No, it is insane.
Winning the Super Saiyan.
It is insane. You can't tell me it's not insane, Richard. You can't tell me it's not insane to mandate because he can carry it.
No.
Other players can.
There's no.
It should not matter if you're vaccinated or not. It should not matter. It should not matter if you're vaccinated or not.
Okay, so
either person can carry it. Either person can carry it. Bottom line.
I understand that. But if I'm unvaxxed,
I'm back.
Blake, if you're unvaxxed and I'm vaxxed and I don't want to be around you, isn't it my choice not to be around you?
Go the other way.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to go the other way. Nobody could go the other way because Rodgers said that he was vaxxed.
Right. That's the problem. Is he lied?
You get what I'm saying? Like you're not allowing me. You're not allowing Kevin to separate himself because I'm assuming that you're vaxxed.
Okay,
So you're
I get
with
that.
me. You get what I'm saying? So that's what's up with it. Yeah,
I get that.
Let me ask
I
you
get
this,
that because he lied.
What would black people? What would they give white people if they were not segregated? Like, what is that? What I don't. That's
what?
What?
I don't understand what you're referring to. What'd you say?
They can't pass a. What he's saying is they
What are
can't
they
pass
going to
along
pass
the
on
disease.
to each other?
I don't know. I don't know what we're getting at.
Okay.
You're talking about the bat. I was just talking about the. I'm just using an example of the last
As far
time
as separating,
it just, to me, it's just a repeating history of, oh, you're dirty. You can't be over here by us because we have protected our bodies and you haven't. You are a filthy, dirty animal. And how dare you? That's the bullshit I can't stand. It's sickening. And I don't know how anybody's okay with it.
Right.
Especially, I've said it a million times, when anybody, whether you're vaccinated or not vaccinated, can be carrying it. It doesn't freaking matter, man. It drives me. The vaccination is for yourself, and it should be your choice, your freaking choice if you want it. Period.
Correct. But I also have the choice that if I think that you're unvaxxed and I don't want to be by you, that I can separate from you. But I need the clarity. I only have the clarity if you tell the honest truth, right?
And that we're in agreement on that. Yeah. If Aaron lied about that, that is pretty shitty. Like,
so
dude,
that's what I think is the biggest deal on all this. And I don't know what the NFL does. Do they take him out, or do they I feel like they're going to do something to Green Bay to where they don't make the playoffs, or take a draft.
I don't know. But I also think
and I also don't think that it should be that strong of a. You know what I'm saying? Like I really don't think it should be that strong of a penalty.
Punishment, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because this is still new to everybody. I don't know what's going to happen, but I feel like the NFL always comes down strong on stuff.
I'm sure they'll make an example out of him.
Yeah, yeah.
But now we're to the point where it's like, if he's not, I mean, I know we're a lot more hypersensitive and hyper aware of, don't be around other people if you're sick nowadays. Now you probably wouldn't go into work, at least if you were showing symptoms now.
Right, I'm sure.
As opposed to previously, you would, and if you were feeling fine.
Yeah, but if he woke up with a sore throat 5 years ago, he's going to practice. If he wakes up with a sore throat today, he's like, all right, guys, I do have a little tingle on my throat. I'm going to sit this one out. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that in itself is, just protecting
going
people.
To work anyways. What kind of trash are you going to work sick, getting everybody else sick?
Well, I mean, in that,
get like that.
Yeah, but in that line of field or military or anywhere, you got to be a tough man.
Military, if you're sick, you go to the bay. Like you don't.
I'm just saying,
don't affect the rest of my soldiers. So if you're in the military,
they always put, but Blake's kind of right that we always put athletes on a different kind of even if they're hurt, we try to push them So I kind of get what he is saying.
Yeah. If you're fighting for the starting position of being an offensive lineman, and there's 4 other guys behind you waiting for you to break a toe so they can take your spot, you're going in with some sniffles. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. I mean, that's just, especially in that, that it's just the sports in general where it's like these guys are around each other, they're breathing all over each other, they're doing all this stuff, and then it's like, then it's like everyone's got to be separated when you're not sweating all over each other. It's just
after I hit you, I can't breathe on you.
It's like I say every time we bring it up, it's just the rules, man. It's just that I think it is crazy, and I hope they don't come down like extreme, but I think that it's gonna cost them something. It's gonna cost them something. Guaranteed.
Don't they almost have to though? Like it's almost like if your kid does something and it's like this cannot happen again.
All right.
I guess the dishonesty, and maybe he thought he was clean or was but I don't know that. He
probably figured I'm probably not going to test positive for it. It's probably not going to come up. I'm healthy.
I'm taking my chance.
Condition of my life,
And I really don't care about Green Bay right now. Anyway,
he takes his vitamin D.
Yeah,
but I mean, I know y'all joke that, but I think there is a lot of people out there that's like that. That they either if they're going to get it, they want to naturally get it, or B, they're just not that scared about it, or I don't think they like the mandate. They don't like it being forced on them, and I think that's rather if it helps them or not. That's the bottom line. Don't make me lose my job because of this. Don't make me be separate from my classmates because I was around someone that potentially has it. Like, I mean, they're talking about that with kids at school, how it's like, it's humiliating to them where they're sitting alone only because they had sat next to Billy in second period, and he went home and had the sniffles. And now, it happened to my nephew. I mean, he's missing school days because he was sitting by somebody that had, and look, I get it. We're trying to make everybody
assumes
safe.
You're sick and dirty, and it's almost like a bully type thing. Yeah, I get it.
Go back.
Yeah. It's, I don't know.
Well, I'll say this. I would rather my athletes lie about their status of vaccination or not than drive drunk 135 miles an hour at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday
with a gun that you're not licensed to carry.
Yeah, with a gun.
There is no excuse. Like, we try to make excuses. There's no excuse. There's no excuses. Like, you're asking for trouble.
That's knucklehead decision making.
Yeah,
dude. My very first reaction, which it always is, I always feel sorry for the athlete because I always think I don't know how I would handle all that power, money, and fame. And you're out late. You're with your buddies. You're partying. I'm sure there's girls involved. You're drinking. You've had a little bit. Yeah, you've had a little bit too much. You drive home and you get in an accident. And you kill someone. And your career's over. But then when you find out he's twice over the legal limit, he's driving 155 miles per hour.
155 miles.
I don't even have a car that goes that fast.
Right. Right.
And then there's no excuse. I mean, it's like, I can still feel sorry for everyone involved. It's like, dude, you made a stupid decision. Now your career's over. Oh, he's done.
Yeah,
he's all this family and friends that were probably relying on him. Like, I mean, dude, like,
I feel sorry for the life that was taken because somebody was being stupid.
Without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I feel sorry. Yeah,
she was 20. Really, man.
23.
Yeah,
just driving around, driving a RAV4, going home from like a friend's party,
just out of nowhere, just like that.
Driving 155 miles an hour.
It's so sad. I mean, I started off trying to make an excuse for the guy or whatever, but I think it's more of I hate to see someone's life just crumble, when they finally got to that success in their life, and then they just piss it all away. But it happens every day, and not just athletes and
this guy's been in trouble before, though. I think too, right?
I don't know. He's only in his second year.
And they did something on him on ESPN, and they didn't mention any kind of.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it really does. It sucks for him. It does suck for him too, but like it's like you can't leave any window for that mistake. Like these athletes have coaches, they have mentors right now. Former players come in. It's like they have programs for this to teach them not to.
Well. In the NFL, they have a program that if you work for the team, whether you're a player, coach, trainer, whatever, there is a phone number you can call 24/7 and get a ride.
Okay, that's fine. Hold on.
On top of you could afford an Uber.
But you just bought a brand new Lamborghini, Jared. Don't you want to drive
Jared would have drove him there for $2,000, dude. At 150 miles per hour sober.
And you're 20-something years old. You're invincible. Everyone loves you, Jared. Right? Like, you're the man, Jared. You got this sweet ride. You're making it right.
I've never had to make those decisions, but
yeah.
At the same time,
there are plenty of people that did have to make that decision, and they made the right one. Like there's far more people that have made the right decision.
Right. Yeah, there's a percentage of professional athletes that would not have done what he did.
No,
but there's a very large percent that have, and nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't get in a wreck, or that's my point. It's like so many people have driven drunk or a little tipsy, but he just drove stupid.
I mean, maybe you guys will get this or not, but say he didn't even drive home. Say he's
in a
his
passenger
girlfriend drives
car.
him home. He gets an Uber, whatever the case might be. That guy's playing on a team.
Yeah,
and he's twice the legal limit at 4 a.m. And they've got practice the next morning. Practice
and
is
5
at 8,
hours.
9 o'clock in the morning. Like, that guy's not trying to help the team win.
right.
That was all a selfish move. Like, and I get it. Everybody's different. Like, everybody's got to make their own choices. But like, that was not
the people around you too. Like most of these people are going with the crew. Hey, dude, shouldn't you get home? Like, who cares about you enough to be like, what I'm saying? There's layers of protection here.
Yeah,
but there's still layers of protection.
Yeah, if Kevin's my meal ticket and we're all out, I'm like, bro, we need to protect you. I'm gonna drive you home.
We got practice at 9 a.m. We're leaving at 1 at the latest.
Yeah.
Hey, did they ever say who reported the accident?
Did you see the video that came out today?
No.
Isn't it amazing how there's always a video?
There's a TMZ video of one of the homeowners along that street, and he's
how fast he was going?
It's his car sitting there, and the other car's in flames, and they're about 10 feet away. Ruggs is sitting on the ground, kind of like swaying back and forth. His girlfriend is sitting in front of him, and they're screaming, cussing, and then he starts to like pass in and out of consciousness and like slipping, like falling asleep onto her, like leaning forward, and then she's screaming it, and then this other guy walks up as the police walk up, and the guy goes, "That's Henry Ruggs. He plays for the Raiders."
Wow.
And
then it was over. And then TMC said, "Cha-ching, cha-ching." Yeah. We got
news. Always first,
dude. I'm telling you, man.
They're always on it.
I always joke they're going to know when the resurrection happens before the rest of us. just tune in the
That was good right there.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, that notification on from TMZ before long. It'll say Jesus Christ is back. We're like, what? They got video of it.
Jesus Christ is being airdropped right now.
He's back, baby. Yeah, man, they always break that news.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's obviously a sad situation all around, man. It's just there's no excuse. It's just like I said, you hate to see a young man just make such a dumb decision, man. Then you take someone else's life and you ruin your own, and it just sucks.
And I'm also unsure, like, what is the solution to it, because I feel like professional athletes teams are doing everything and getting all these guys to help. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, situations like this become the reminder, but it doesn't mean the next guy's not out partying right now.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Yeah.
And what we got to remind ourselves, these guys are the man from the young age. You know what I'm saying? So they're used to doing whatever they want.
Yeah.
For a long time.
And that's probably even if they were.
Right.
Yeah. Because of one special talent. Yeah. And maybe that's the problem in itself. We put these athletes and celebrities or whoever on a pedestal and they act like they can't do no wrong.
Well, that and like how many other situations in their life, not to say that they were, but there's possibly other situations in small towns of where they grew up in. They were they could have driven a car drunk and got pulled over, and then the cop just, oh, you're so-and-so. I'll just take you home.
Yeah.
Or and then it kind of feeds that,
Or if Blake's my meal ticket, I'm gonna take the fall for you. I'll do this time for 3 months, and well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it happens.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they got people. Yeah, they got. I mean,
when that's what I was surprised. I'm surprised they didn't, they didn't go, oh, the girlfriend was driving.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, is she going to take the fall? You know, I mean that and it's so. And then
happens.
there's ways to prove it nowadays. You know, I mean, I would think.
That's John Jones' wife.
Dude, you talk about a piece of crap.
See what I'm saying? It happens, dude.
And you guys gave Glover no love for winning the championship. I feel like,
dude, man, because Glover is a bum, dude.
He's a bum.
He's a bum, dude.
It's
Bellator shit. Like
how?
Like I'm saying, he'll whoop me. Like hold on, let's get this right. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
hold on, why is he a bum, bro? He's been at it forever.
Yeah, and how many times have you seen him lose?
Not that many, dude.
Dude, I've seen that dude lose more than I ever seen him win.
Oh, come on, dude. Do you not know you realize how he came and then fought, I think 3 or 4 times, and then had to go back to Brazil, and then had visa issues. Like when Chuck Liddell was in his prime, they were talking about Glover coming in and being like the next guy. So to me, I watched
how many losses, Richard?
7.
There you go.
Okay, who are they to?
I'm looking it up now. Hang on.
I know he fought John Jones once, but regardless, I mean, he still came back.
He's won his last 6 in a row.
Man, that's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude.
It's hard to get a UFC win. I will say that.
He was against a bunch of nobodies.
How old is he?
42.
He's 4. Dude, this is my point. This is a Randy Couture situation, and no one cares. Like I thought.
But I care because is it a Randy Couture situation? The same thing with Randy Couture. It's the competition's not there.
But it is.
Looking at his record, it looks like this is the first time he's won a big fight. Because he's lost John Jones, Phil Davis, Anthony Johnson, Alexander Gustafsson, and Corey Anderson.
Okay, you're talking about, I mean, top 10 fighters in the world. I mean, what are we talking about here, boys?
Phil Davis is the top 10.
Who?
I'm saying I thought this is the first time, and he's been given 5 chances. He finally got it on his 6th.
What, a championship fight? Hold on, I think he's only had 1 championship fight against John Jones, right?
No, he's had a lot of gatekeeper fights to where it's fight night to see who's going to fight for the title. Okay,
but regardless, he made it all the way to.
It's respectful that he's the champ. It's hard to do in the UFC, but I'm wondering if the UFC just the competition's just not there.
I guess that I don't know. John Jones kind of cleaned out the division, so
right.
So
but I couldn't even name 3 205-pounders to you right now.
I can't name most of the fighters in the world right now because they're from Russia and they're taking over the UFC.
Right? Isn't that funny? It was about Brazil, and now
Yep. And it was kind of American before that with Randy Couture, Matt Hughes, Chuck Liddell. No, I don't know. I was kind of not I was just happy for the guy because I've been watching him for umpteen years, and because to me, that's the journey, right? You're going to lose some, it's a fight, but you keep fighting, you keep coming back.
His nickname the janitor.
I
don't know. I said that. It is nickname the janitor. I think it's the janitor.
I don't know. I don't know where that comes from. If it is.
Because he's trash.
Dude, you're literally talking about the best pro fighter in the world right now as being trash.
I wouldn't call him the best fighter in the world. He just has the belt.
Well, and so be it. And he may not have it long because the guy he's going to fight next is a monster, apparently. Some Jan something. I don't know what his last name is, but I think y'all a bunch of haters is what I think. Sipping. I'm trying to look at his. I know you have it.
Opinion on it.
I mean, he's 33-7 for crying out loud. That's not that bad.
It's pretty good.
All right. So he beat Jan. He beat Thiago Santos. He beat Anthony Smith. He beat some guy's name I can't pronounce. We've lost all of our listeners. He beat Carl Robinson. I feel like I don't know who that is. I don't know. I mean, but I guess that's who's available, though. That's the division.
And there's nothing against him. It's just that whole division.
Right.
Yeah. There's no excitement to who won or who.
It's just not an exciting.
Glad he won, but okay.
Yep.
Right.
There's a good card this week, boys. That's all I know.
This next fight card, out the gates, it's pretty good. Gaethje versus Chandler.
Michael Chandler versus Gaethje is going to be fireworks. I hope.
It should be
In
good.
the football game, Blake.
Colts
are up 28-10.
I'm sure Vince will throw a couple interceptions.
Yeah,
waiting on
it.
it.
To get the game away. For sure. Man, that dog got big.
Is that your new pup?
Yeah.
Big old dog. I got my fat dog right here.
He's got 2 eyes and all.
For now.